Today is about you. Oh, so beautiful. Oh. Now, yes, finally, I've been talking about this lens and using this lens a ton the past week, and it's really been probably my favorite lens actually for this past week and a half or so. I took it to Romania, I did some photo shoots here in Paris. Just from an aesthetic camera point of view, look at this element. It's like a huge piece of glass, and this is just a part of the reason why this is amazing. Its low light abilities are crazy because it shoots at an f1.8, which is the aperture, which means that it opens up really wide. Like, as you can tell, a lot of light gets to the sensor, which is amazing, and it's super sharp, and it's lightweight, and it has crazy fast autofocus, and there's nothing wrong with it. So let's talk about it. But first, you already know, let's roll that intro. Okay, so right off the bat, this lens cost me 250 euros, and I got it to replace my 70-200. Now, I know I made a video like, I don't know, 2 weeks ago saying that the only two lenses I use are the Canon 16-35 and the 70-200, but in my head, even while I was making that video, I knew I was going to be upgrading to an 85 prime. Now why? Why would you do that? Why would you limit yourself instead of having 70-200, only having 85? And the reason is, I only use the 70-200 for portrait shoots. And the problem with the 70-200 is that it shot only at f4, so in low light situations it was and also it didn't have that shallow depth of field that I wanted. Shooting at f1.8 on this gives me an extremely shallow depth of field, as well as it's impeccable in low light. So I just figured this is a win-win for me. Also, the full 70-200 range, I didn't use it that much. The only time I would go out to 200 is if I was doing sports photography, and I don't really do that anymore. And if a client hires me for that, I'll just rent out a 70-200 or something. But yeah, so for me, this is just a win-win. Not to mention the amazing form factor. I mean, look how tiny this is. This is like a kit lens size. So when I'm traveling, it fits easily in my camera bag, and it's so much lighter. The 70-200 is like this big, and it's really heavy, and you feel it in your back. I mean, I carry my backpack with me whenever I'm shooting, and having a lighter backpack is amazing. Just a little update. I've been getting a lot of people proposing client work and projects, which just feels great. You know, it's so nice outside that I think I'm gonna continue the rest of this video outside, so let's go. Okay, so we're outside. It's definitely a beautiful day out, and in case you don't really know where I am, I'll just tilt you guys a little bit over here. So maybe you recognize that structure there. But yeah, back to the video. So the 85mm. For this amount of money, which is 250, you can find them used for even around 150 to 200, and this is a steal, guys. The autofocus speeds is on par with the L series 85mm. It's said to be that this one is actually a little bit sharper and faster autofocus, so that's crazy. And I actually did this hack, which was actually pretty cool, where I have this Vid-Atlantic adapter, and what this adapter does is it falsifies the anamorphic look. So I got a bunch of step rings. I'm literally converting a 77mm all the way down to a 58mm thread, and I can connect it to the front there like this. This basically falsifies the anamorphic look by creating oval-shaped bokeh, as well as the horizontal flare you get with the anamorphic. Oh, by the way, I just wanted to ask you guys, how does the video quality look? I'm shooting in a different picture profile, not C-Log, so the dynamic range should be less, but hopefully it's not too bad, because this gives me auto ISO and it's way easier to edit. So yes, my kit has gone from a 16-35 f2.8 and 70-200 f4 to now a 16-35 f2.8 and an 85 prime f1.8. I hope I said that right, because there's so many things I just said. This is my first time going out and shooting with the Joby GorillaPod 5K, and it's pretty cool. I have it set up right here on the step, and I chose this spot because, I don't know, it's pretty. It's just been really great outside here in Paris, and it's freaking awesome to be able to go out in shorts
and enjoy the weather, because usually Paris isn't great weather-wise, and that is an enormous wasp. Well, that pretty much wraps up the video. If you guys are in need for an 85mm lens, or you want a lens that allows you to get that buttery B-roll where you concentrate on a specific subject and you have a blurry background and blurry foreground, then this is your lens, this is your guy. I don't get cheap gear, but this is, for the money, is fantastic. I think I've used the word fantastic a bunch of times, but can't recommend this enough. 85mm f1.8 from Canon. I use it on my Canon EOS R and it works like a dream. So thank you guys so much for watching. Chris here from Adamantium Productions. Please consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't already, and leave a like and comment. I didn't say that in the right order. Anyways, I'll see you guys in the next video, alright? Peace.